So as I promised earlier, you'll get to run your very first Sinatra application by the end of this lesson. And, well, I'm pretty sure the end of this lesson is quickly approaching, so we better get on with it here. So rather than starting from scratch with a completely empty file, we're going to start you off with a simple but complete app that you'll be able to download and get running on your own machine. We're doing this for a few reasons. One, it can take a while to get something going in Sinatra from scratch. And two, there are some important concepts we need to cover around how you start up a Sinatra app and how you interact with it. So the first step is to get our starter app on your own machine. So you'll need to clone this repository using the provided link below. So click the clone or download button, and then find this clipboard button to copy the URL to your clipboard. Now back in your terminal, run git clone and paste the URL you just copied. Now that we have the app downloaded, let's make sure we have all the dependencies installed. So we need to change directories into the newly created folder and run bundle install. This will go and fetch the Sinatra gem and any of its own dependencies as well. And if for some reason you don't have bundler installed on your own machine, you can run gem install bundler first and then run bundle install. You can see here, among other things, it installed Sinatra version 1.4.7 for us. So before we start up the app, let's quickly take a look at the code itself in our text editor. So I've opened up the contents of the directory in Sublime Text. So we have a standard gem file that includes Sinatra. We have a README. There's a public directory that contains things like our logo for the site and a style sheet. But the heart of this application is the app.rb file. So this is the file that requires the Sinatra gem itself, and this is a file that contains all of our application logic. Look at how simple and clean this is. And that's really the beauty of Sinatra, is that it allows us to create these web applications with just a few lines of code. So let's go ahead and try and start this application. So running a Sinatra application is just like running any other Ruby app. You execute a file using the Ruby command. In this case, we need to execute the Ruby file that contains all the Sinatra logic, which we just saw, app.rb. So in your terminal, run ruby app.rb. Usually when you execute a Ruby file, the code runs and then it finishes, and your terminal goes back to normal. However, when you start up a Sinatra app, the server starts running, and it keeps running until you turn it off. So you've started a server that is continually listening for incoming requests, and you can't run other commands in this terminal window until you turn it off. So if you do want to turn off the app, you can type Control-C or Control-D, and things should go back to normal. There we go. And to start it back up, we just run ruby app.rb. Okay, congratulations! You've started up your very first Sinatra web application. You officially have a server running on your machine. Now all we have to do is figure out how we make a request and actually interact with the web app. And that's coming up next.